stay driver's side. Thank you, Catherine. You can go to the north side, David. If I'd rather catch up to it than be way back. Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us on the web. This is Gil Lavis in News Chopper 4 Bravo. We are joining in on a high-speed chase here. It's westbound 134 freeway. This is just past the 5 freeway. You can see this California Highway Patrol and trail of this vehicle. Its want is for a reckless driving. This pursuit started back, well, we first learned about it. It sounded like it possibly was coming out of the Inland Empire. I heard the Rancho Cucamonga CHP talking about a vehicle that was driving recklessly, and eastbound 210 freeway. It came off. Okay, we're in the valley now. Can we do Oat? I'm sorry, Dave. Are we good to Oat? Hey, Catherine. Just so you know, we're doing a switch to Hilltops right now, and should clear it up. Let me know if we're okay. Okay, thank you, Dave. And we apologize for the breakup there. We are now westbound 134 freeway coming up to the 170, 101 interchange. A vehicle traveling at about 65 miles an hour. You see the night sunlight of the police helicopter overhead. The California Highway Patrol about 4 units in trail. Again, this is reckless driving. This vehicle wanted for reckless driving. Here he comes into some traffic. As I pull out to a wider shot, you'll see the traffic here. The CHP calling it light traffic, although if it continues on the 134 and transitions to the 101, he's going to have a little bit more of a load of traffic ahead of him, and it looks like he's committing to that westbound 101 from the 134. And we're just listening into the CHP talking about what the want is on the vehicle, but they're asking if well, if I heard that correctly, the driver of this vehicle threw out a flare. We're going to verify that, but what I'm hearing on the scanner was the driver initially threw out something out of the vehicle. It might have been a flare, and that's how the pursuit started. Westbound 101 freeway. This is coming through the Studio City area. You can actually get ahead of it, David, a little bit. I want to look through the front windshield. And as we try to move ahead a little bit here, we're going to look inside the car here on the passenger side. It looks like there is nobody in the passenger side. There is some sort of cooler in the back seat, and possibly a red bag. I don't see any movement in there. So it could be just the driver only inside the vehicle. We're trying to get confirmation from the CHP of how many people are on board. Okay, Catherine, thank you for that. We're here getting word now from our assignment desk that this pursuit started at the 9171 interchange, made its way up to the 210 freeway. So far we know that the one is for reckless driving. And now I see the driver moving around in there. He's got something in his lap. It looks like he might have a red bag. I saw him reaching in there, moving. But here's something interesting. On the dashboard, I don't know if you're able to make it out at home, but I see something that looks like sticks, red sticks there on the dashboard. I'm not sure what that is, but again, what we just heard was the airship talking about possibly this person throwing something out of the vehicle at the start of the chase, or that's how the CHP learned about it, was that this driver was tossing something out of the vehicle. And right now we're seeing what looks like items on the front dashboard. I'll come back in again. I'll see if we can get some light on there. There it is right there. So it looks like sticks that are wrapped up. Not sure what that is. Maybe fireworks, maybe, again, difficult to tell what that is right there. You see it there on the dashboard. In fact, the driver, it looks like he's holding one of those sticks in his hand, so as he drives. So the report that we heard that the driver might have thrown out a flare of some sort. We're kind of getting a feel for what is in the driver's hand there and what is in the front windshield that's tucked up on that dashboard. Hey, Catherine, did you see our shot? Okay, cool. Well, once again, if you're just joining us, this is Gil Davis in News Chopper 4 Bravo. Thank you for joining us on the web. We are over a pursuit that was coming out of the 7191 out towards Pomona, actually towards Riverside or Corona, I should say. Made its way up to the 210 freeway. This California Highway Patrol went into pursuit. Reckless driver here, and we heard reports that this driver was throwing something out of the vehicle. We're seeing this driver on the 101 freeway westbound, coming up to the 405 in a short couple miles. In fact, he's about to come up to that 405 interchange right now. Now, we looked into that front windshield there, the front window, and could see items on the dashboard. It looked like sticks of red, almost like fireworks or maybe even flares. Now, that's what the airship was talking about, that the driver may have been throwing out flares, and that's what kicked off this pursuit. So far, the speeds right now about 50 miles an hour. Light traffic, the vehicle's slowing down a little bit. Here, I'll come out to a wider shot so you'll see the California Highway Patrol in pursuit. There's about four units right now. And now we're hearing that, well, in any pursuit, we always look for a pit maneuver to bring a pursuit like this to an end. But we'll see what happens here. The driver now picking up a little bit more speed. Signaling even to possibly get over here. .101 freeway westbound 101, and we have 101 freeway, westbound or northbound. It is crossing White Oak. So he's already passed the 405 freeway. He's past White Oak now, traveling at about 70 miles an hour, according to my speedometer. I'm going to bring up our map system so you'll have a better idea of the speed the driver is at right now. Again, as I push in the night sun's there, we're going to take that opportunity once again to see what's going on that dashboard. I saw the driver with what looked like those items there on this dashboard, maybe in his hand at one point, just about 2 minutes ago. There's a bag of there's a bag there on the passenger seat. It looked like he was fumbling around. There, you see it good there. A red bag. It looks like maybe a trash bag. But the interesting thing here is the dashboard. Now you see the driver actually wiggling around in there with his right hand, with his free hand, moving items around. And I'm going to bring in our infrared system to see if we can get a better make on what's going on in there. And there you see items on the dashboard that resemble sticks or flares or fireworks, maybe right there on the dashboard. And that's what the airship was talking about. Maybe this driver was throwing items out of the vehicle that resembled what looked like flares. And an even tighter shot there for you at home to see, and maybe you can make that out better than me, but here we are, westbound 101. Westbound 101, Winnetka. Speeds there just under 80. We'll come back to our regular shot here. And the driver seems to be maintaining his lanes for the most part. And the speeds haven't been too erratic. We've seen speeds reaching 80 miles an hour, but as low as about 50 miles an hour. So continuing westbound, heading towards Woodland Hills. Now we're west of DeSoto. Now we got units giving him some good distance, some breathing room there between the first unit of California Highway Patrol and the suspect vehicle. He's coming up on some traffic here. We got a tanker, it looks like, up ahead. And that's what he's going to be dealing with. The truck is slowing down. He's got his hazards on. He's going to go right around them in this number 2 lane. Not a problem. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of traffic now ahead of him. It's kind of thinning out a bit. There's another unit of CHP joining the pursuit. Crossing Topanga, westbound 101. So the driver maintaining the number 3 lane there, and speeds are pretty consistent now, right around 70 miles an hour with light traffic. And again, concern is what are those items on the dashboard, and why, if he has thrown them out, what are they and what purpose do they serve? Westbound 101 west of Valley Circle, 70 miles an hour still, light traffic, and we're heading towards, or almost into Calabasas now, and the driver is being chased by 4 units from the California Highway Patrol, airship overhead, and of course the ways the officers have to end this are spike strip or pit maneuver. But at these speeds, the pit maneuver is out of the question. For a wide freeway like this, it would be difficult for the officers up ahead to do a spike strip. But we'll see what happens. At this point, moving up into Calabasas, and we'll see what kind of plan they come up with. But again, this is all starting now out of the Corona area, 91 freeway and the 71. Reckless driving was the want. What we have not seen is erratic driving. We have not seen multiple lane changes, speeds reaching up to 100 miles an hour. We saw it go about 80 miles an hour. The driver pretty much maintaining the same lane, other than when he has to pass vehicles. But so far, no erratic driving that we've seen since we joined the pursuit. We caught up to the chase at the 5 and the 134 interchange in the Glendale area, and it was continued westbound. So ever since getting on the 210 freeway out towards Glendora, basically, the car has remained westbound on the 210, transitioned to the 134 westbound, and now the 101 westbound. So a vehicle, the driver refusing to pull over. He knows there's units behind him. He knows he's being chased. He knows that the airship's overhead. He's got that night sunlight shining his way, and there's no doubt that the California Highway Patrol are behind him and trying to pull him over, but he's refusing to. Westbound 101 at Las Virgenes. Now, a pursuit like this involving the California Highway Patrol, it's not always the same units that are behind it for a long distance like this. They have different areas or different divisions, if you want to call it that, of California Highway Patrol, and they basically hand off to the next division or the next area of coverage. So this pursuit is west of Lost Hills now. So the units that are in the pursuit right now will be exchanged with other units as we continue out towards the west and towards Ventura. Really has not removed himself from that number 3 lane. Keeping a bit of a wide shot here to see what could transpire up ahead. As I come out wider, you'll see the California Highway Patrol there still in trail. Now, looking in here, it's dark. I'm going to come in with the infrared one more time. I see something glowing. I don't know if it's a cell phone. I don't know if it's a reflection off something inside the car, but I just noticed that. We'll see if we can catch another glimpse of that. .101 freeway westbound east of Canaan, 70 miles an hour, light traffic. A glimpse of the driver there. Well, we'll try again and see. Well, for now, I don't really see a lot of activity like we did just a minute ago. It could have been just a reflection, but again, the driver westbound here, continuing on the 101. Was 101 westbound east of Reyes Adobe. The vehicle traveling at the same speed, staying in the same lane. California Highway Patrol back a ways. All right, so westbound still 101 freeway. This is through Agoura Hills, Westlake Village. Got. No. No, Catherine, he has not. He has not. He's kind of riding the line there a little bit, but we have not seen very much, if any, erratic driving, other than speeds getting up to about 80 miles an hour. Here comes another CHP unit onto the freeway behind the pursuit. I'm a little quiet right now because I'm listening to the California Highway Patrol in what they're discussing here, their strategies. And we've now entered into Thousand Oaks. Making a few adjustments up here in News Chopper 4 Bravo with our radios to keep up with the California Highway Patrol's usage of their radios, and still westbound 101 freeway. This is Rancho Road, crossing Rancho Road. One problem for us is as we continue westbound, if this pursuit continues another, I'd say about another 4 miles, we may run into some weather as the car approaches the Conejo grade on the 101 freeway, and we may have to turn back because of bad weather. Up ahead it would be low clouds or fog up ahead, but for now we still have some breathing room here between that and the weather. Westbound 101 freeway, passing Lynn Road. Hey, Catherine, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, we'll see once we get there, but it'll be at the Conejo grade and beyond that, like towards Camarillo. We'll have to see. I got to talk to my pilot about it and see what he thinks. Yeah, I can see it too, right? I can see some lights beyond it, but. No, they're definitely there. They're definitely there. So here we're looking at a glow on the dashboard and or possibly in the driver's. Okay, thank you. I see that. So he may have hit the spike strip. So we're seeing that front tire now. That front tire of the vehicle now. I didn't want to give it away, but the slow down, David, because he's slowing down. The vehicle may have hit a spike strip under one of the bridges, and you can see the tire there in the front going flat, and they are saying, look at all that debris coming off the back of it, a lot of smoke coming out that tire now punctured. Now, they were talking about, the CHP was talking about putting out a spike strip up ahead, and that's what happened. There goes the tire. Tire's going to go down in the slow lane, and the driver stopping. Here we go, David, he's stopping. The tire keeps going. Keep it coming around. You got them? Driver, the tire comes off the front driver's side, and the driver pulls over. The tire keeps going down the freeway. Now here's the traffic stop. The spike strip did its job. They set it up. I believe it was under one of those bridges. They talked about Westlake. Let's try to get it in closer, David, and stay on this side if you can. So I come out to a wider shot. 4 units there. The freeway is completely shut down on the westbound side. Felony stop in progress with this vehicle that was failing to yield. It was a reckless driver that started out of the 91 and the 71 interchange out in Corona, made its way up to the 210 freeway westbound and made its way all the way across the San Gabriel Valley into the San Fernando Valley on the 101 freeway, and has now come to a stop. It's not over. The driver not complying. There was some talk that the driver may have been throwing out some sort of flares, maybe road flares. We have not gotten confirmation from the CHP about that, although when we were over in front of it, if we can slide closer, David, that'd be great. We did see on the dashboard some red sticks that resembled flares or maybe fireworks of some sort. Slide right if you can. There's a light that's a freeway light that's blocking the. Okay. Well, some troubling information coming out right now. So we saw that what looked like a cooler in the back seat, rear passenger side. It looked like a cooler, like something you would carry liquid in or drinks. Now we're hearing that the suspect here in this pursuit possibly has gasoline in the vehicle, inside the vehicle. So we've seen some items that look like flares. I did see something light up earlier in the pursuit that looked like maybe the driver was maybe smoking or lighting something. And the CHP's on the phone with the driver's mother, and the mother is giving this information to the California Highway Patrol. So they're using every precaution here in this pursuit based on just the things that have been reported. And what the California Highway Patrol officers are doing right now, they're shouting out demands for this driver to throw the keys out, exit the vehicle, and surrender. But so far, we have not seen that kind of activity. Oh, he's holding something out the window, and there you have it. It looks like something red, possibly some sort of stick, or we're not sure what that is. But again, it looked like something that we saw on the dashboard earlier. There's movement. He's a very difficult situation for the California Highway Patrol behind this vehicle. It has now stopped. It looks like they did deploy a spike strip, popping his front tires, or probably all four, but what the front tire came off, front driver's side tire, kept rolling down the freeway. The driver pulled over here. This is Newberry Park or Thousand Oaks. We're right in that area off the 101 freeway, the westbound or northbound lanes. Coming in a little tighter here so we can see a little better what's going on. That item there, something red in the driver's hand. But some disturbing information that was just given out over the scanners that the driver may have gasoline inside the vehicle, and the mother of the driver is on the phone with the CHP. You see the driver there. He's got his seatbelt off now. We saw him throw the seatbelt off. He's holding something red. He's moving around with that bag. He pulled that bag off the passenger seat, and now it's on his lap. Seems a little agitated by his movements inside the vehicle. You can hold here, David. Here's a tighter look. We're going to come in tighter, and you can see what's on the dashboard: a cell phone and sticks. Sticks with red. It looks like possibly fireworks or flares. He's angry, and he is looks a little distraught. I did hear that. Yeah, Catherine, I did hear that. So here's the situation on the freeway for the officers there. They have a tough situation on their hands here. The one was reckless driving. Now we have another unit coming in, but the driver acting erratic here at the end of this pursuit with the tire coming off. No accidents in this pursuit that we know of. He it doesn't sound like he hit any cars, but we'll try to work on confirmation on that. I see the one of the officers arriving with the canine. So we'll see what they try to do here, but it's at this point a standoff on the freeway, 101 freeway. And there goes a flare. He just threw a flare out. And so what we initially heard was that this driver threw a flare out in the beginning, in the early stages of the pursuit. Here he has lit one and thrown it out the vehicle. Now here's the concern. not only is this a threat to the officers, but also to the driver himself, who may be suicidal. But we have, you know, you see the brush there, the trees next to him. We don't want that to catch fire or anything like that. The freeway, I'm looking out behind us, is backed up for about almost a mile, and I see the fire department rolling behind the traffic. So they're going to try to make their way up here. Right now, that flare is just burning in the center divider. He has thrown a flare out the window, and now what we saw earlier were sticks on the dashboard. Now we know that they are appears to be some sort of flares. And the troubling thing is the driver has what is being told by to the CHP that he has gasoline inside. He has a gasoline tank inside the vehicle, so a very difficult situation for the California Highway Patrol. It looks like he just threw something else out, some shiny object. The car right now, for the most part, is disabled. They want the keys out. He still is able to drive away, but that tire came off, and at this point it looks like he's not planning on driving off. While we watch this unfold here, you'll see a unit here rolling. I believe this is fire. That's an ambulance rolling by on the side street. I don't think that's related, but the fire department is rolling up through the center divider, and we'll be joining this scene here in a few seconds. And you see the posture by the California Highway Patrol officers behind the vehicle. The driver still inside his vehicle, not coming out. It might be suicidal. The CHP is on the phone with the driver's mother. And we just saw, for the first time in this pursuit, a flare being thrown out by that driver out of the vehicle and onto the freeway all the way to the center divider. And I'll give you a look at the traffic back up here on the westbound or northbound 101 freeway. There's the fire department creeping up towards the termination point right now. Traffic backed up for about a mile. And there he is, reaching onto the dashboard for more of those sticks. And we're assuming they're flares. So far we've seen one flare come out. Earlier in the pursuit, the airship was saying that the driver early on in the chase threw out a flare on the road. Once again, if you're just joining us on the web, this is Gil Levis, News Chopper 4 Bravo, along with my pilot David Diskovich. This driver is being chased by the California Highway Patrol across the San Gabriel Valley and the San Fernando Valley, all the way here into Thousand Oaks. 101 freeway, northbound or westbound, whatever you want to call it, near Newbury Park Road. The driver reportedly throwing flares or a flare out of the vehicle early on in the chase. We just saw him about 2 minutes ago throw one out onto the freeway lit. And you see him now, he's holding, once again, what appears to be sticks or flares. They were on his dashboard. We saw that early on in the chase when we arrived. We caught up to the pursuit at the 5 and the 134. Here's a tighter, quicker look here at the driver, what he's doing. Say that again, David. Say that again. Who is? Okay, there goes another stick. He threw another stick out. It is not lit. It is kind of rolling in the lane there. That one was not lit, or he was unable to light it. He threw it out back towards the officers. He's fumbling around with what appears to be more sticks on the dashboard, and when we first arrived on scene, we were on the passenger side of the vehicle, and on the passenger side of the vehicle was what looked like a bag, maybe a red trash bag or maybe a duffel bag of some sort. In the front passenger seat, in the passenger rear seat was a like an igloo type of container, blue with a white cap, I should say, and that was in the seat of the rear passenger seat. What we've come to find out as the pursuit came to an end here, with a spike strip, by the way, that knocked out his front tires, is that the driver is, the CHP I should say, is on the phone with the mother of the driver, and that he has gasoline inside the vehicle. So we don't know if it's in that container that we saw or in another container, but the combination of these flares that he's throwing out, we're not sure if they're road flares or fireworks, exactly what they are, but they are definitely sticks. They're red in color, and he's thrown out several now. One that we saw that was all lit up made it to the center divider of the road. The freeway is open on the eastbound or southbound side of the 101, but the northbound side is completely stopped because of this activity. Both front tires were deflated, and the driver's side front tire rolled off, or at least part of it rolled off of the vehicle, and that's what brought this to a stop. The driver hitting a spike strip underneath the bridge, one of the bridges back a ways. I see his cell phone that he had put up on the dashboard, and he's fumbling around with that. Now he's looking back at the officers. All they want him to do is open the door and surrender. Here he is out with, in his left hand, it looks like a bundle of those sticks or flares or whatever they are. In his right hand, it looks like maybe his cell phone. I'm going to come in real quick and real close here. We don't want to show anything graphic, but there he is, a cell phone in his right hand, a couple of red sticks in his left hand. He's agitated, and the CHP in the meantime a ways back with their guns drawn, a canine unit on scene, the fire department, behind the group here. It sounds like the suspect or the driver here wants to speak with a family member, and we'll see how they make that possible, if they make that possible. The driver does have a cell phone. He was displaying it out the window. We've seen 3 items come out of the vehicle. One was the flare, or whatever it is, a firework or a flare that he threw out on the freeway, and then he threw out what looks like two other ones that were not lit. One being here, and just ahead of the car a little bit, and one he threw back towards the officers right there. Both of them were not lit. He just threw them out the window. And the first one we saw come all the way across to about here. You see kind of the markings there on the freeway where it ended up on fire and shortly going out. So that's what the CHP has to deal with out here. You see all the units blocking the road, blocking the freeway. It is now backed up. It looks like now starting almost well, it will be a couple of miles here in a little bit, but a lot of traffic here. If you're coming northbound or westbound on the 101 freeway out of LA, you want to avoid coming this direction because it's unclear how long this will take place or take for this driver to be taken into custody. Again, the original want was for reckless driving, but also we heard from the airship that this driver early on threw out a road flare or some sort of object that was lit onto the freeway early on in the pursuit. And here now at the termination point, we saw him not only throw out one lit, but 2 others that were not lit. And as I come back in again, you'll see he's holding his cell phone in his right hand and a bundle of sticks with red caps, it looks like, possibly those flares, right there in his left hand. Setting his cell phone down now and displaying those sticks out the window towards the CHP. Hey, Catherine, we have probably about an hour, right around there, maybe a little bit more. Weather, yeah, right. Okay. Hey, Catherine, just so you know, weather might be an issue for us if this doesn't resolve soon. We're good right now. But we'll let you know. Just looking at the scene here, you have the 101 northbound completely shut down on the northbound side. The southbound or eastbound side of the 101 is open. But we're seeing that parking lot just on the north side of the freeway is well lit, and there's a couple of, I don't know if those are CHP units or local police that are basically setting up a perimeter around this driver who's refusing to get out. He's refusing to comply with officers' demands. He's thrown out a couple of what looks like sticks, flares maybe, onto the freeway, and possibly might be suicidal. The California Highway Patrol's on the phone with his mother, who's telling the officers that her son in that car has gasoline inside the vehicle. So a very dangerous situation, to say the least. A man with flares throwing them out the window and possibly with gasoline inside the vehicle. You can see the concern for safety and just for the situation here as the California Highway Patrol decides on what steps to take to bring this to a peaceful resolution. The driver was asking to speak with the relative. The driver does have a cell phone. We saw him using it, maybe texting, it lighting up during the pursuit. Oh no, the driver's driving off. He's going to start up again. Look at that front wheel. It's just turned awkwardly there. He's now trying to drive off. So the key's obviously not out of the vehicle. The driver not complying in that way. And now he's moved up a little bit, stopped again. He's not going to have much control, if any, on that vehicle if he decides to drive away. And now all the units repositioning as he moved up. He looks like he put his cell phone on the dash. He moved up maybe 20 yards maybe. He realizes that the car is going to be difficult to drive that car, but again, he's out the window. He's upset. On scene with the California Highway Patrol is the Ventura County Sheriffs. They've arrived. The fire department is back a ways in case they are needed to put out a fire or anything like that. But the backup continues to grow. Here's a wide look at the area. That's Hillcrest Drive on the north side of the freeway. And we're, the road there on the very left side is Ventura Park Road. It looks like the driver's put up his side window. The rear window looks like it's open. Well, the hope now is that This driver asking to speak to someone, possibly a relative, that will convince the driver to surrender peacefully and give up soon. Couple units going ahead. Driver setting his cell phone down on the dashboard once again. That front tire came off, or partially came off. You see how chewed up it is from the spike strip that was deployed just a short distance from here. See how it's shredded. The tire turned that way. He drove about 20 yards or so just a few minutes ago, moved forward and then stopped. That wheel looks like it's locked in place, and after that the driver rolled up his window. You notice here, I'm going to come in tighter. That's one of the sticks he threw out. They don't seem concerned. The officers don't seem concerned about it. They know what it is. That's about where the vehicle came to rest initially, and then he moved up, well, I guess it's more than 20 yards, maybe 40 yards up more, and then stopped again. So the trouble for the officers is that the vehicle still can move. The driver has a supply of sticks, of flares or whatever they are, and he's rolled up his windows. He's not complying. At least before, he was talking with them. but now he's not. His cell phone is down on the dashboard. And this may come down to deploying a Bearcat, like a SWAT vehicle, to keep that vehicle in place while they try to negotiate a peaceful resolve to this. But in the meantime, I'm going to come off the termination point real quick and show everybody the backup here as the westbound or northbound 101 freeway is completely shut down. Hillcrest would be the alternative there on the north side of the freeway, but you see the backup extending quite a distance as this pursuit termination turns into a standoff, a barricade of sorts. Picking up the phone, it looks like it was ringing. I see one of those flares on the dashboard there. I think for now it's holding. We're still okay. We're good where we're at. Yeah, we're all by ourselves. Okay, we will break off then. Well, as this standoff continues on the 101 northbound here in Thousand Oaks, Newberry Park area, 101 freeway and Ventura Park Road is basically where this ended up. Still a standoff with a distraught person inside of this vehicle. The pursuit started 9171 in Corona, ended up here after driving through the San Gabriel Valley and San Fernando Valley. The driver with flares on board and possibly some gasoline. He has thrown one flare out that was lit that we've seen and two other ones that were not lit, and the driver's still inside. He's not complying with officers, and they're trying to work with him, crisis negotiators and family members as well, calling the suspect and trying to get him to resolve this peacefully and come out and surrender. But so far, this standoff will continue on until they're able to resolve this. In the meantime, the 101 freeway is jammed. If you're coming north on the 1 or west on the 101 freeway, you're going to want to avoid coming through this area and find an alternative route to get around this backup. And for now, we're going to pull off this to go get fuel, and we have some weather that we're going to be dealing with. So thank you for joining us, and you can check back in at our 11 p.m. newscast, the Channel 4 News at 11 p.m. for the very latest on this story. This is Gil Levis signing off.